something about it, and then intensely pray and do what he prompts us from within, not what our intellect prompts us from within. Probably that might help us to know that there is only one will, that is the God's will. We will read Papa's words. You must have read it many a time, but still the doubt will be there, because in us, the me and mine is so strong. That is the simple truth. Right from our childhood days, we have developed this me and mine, and it is so strong. It will not give space to, though our gurus may say, our shastras may say, though we prostrate before our guru, we say, whatever you say, I will accept. No, nothing like that. That is only to some extent on certain things. So we will read, in the early stages of sadhana, when the individual and the egoistic will persist and makes progress difficult, to subdue it, surrender to the almighty will of God is indeed an easy path. Easy path for Papa, not for us. It really, a really independent will works in you only when you are actuated by God's own will. The saint has made his will God's will, and vice versa. The surrendering of the weak and faulty, the surrendering of the weak and faulty will of the individual to God's will, for eliminating thereby the ego sense, is truly easier than the assertion of divinity within you, so that the individual will may be transformed into the divine will. In the first case, you have an almighty hand to lift you up and guard you against any fall, while in the latter, since you depend on your own gradually developing will, there is always the danger of a fall. You have heard of the instance of a sighted, okay. So the God's will means God's power. God's will mean God's power. God's power is manifested in the universe. All movement, all change in it belongs to that power. To realize this truth is to surrender to the power of the will of God. The individual I is utterly unreal. He and his powers are the truth. His power is infinite love, infinite joy. Now, does it give us some idea? Yes, so now, instead of the word will, probably suppose we substitute it with God's power. Now, every prompting comes from power. When I forget about this, I am guided by individual will. And when I graduate myself to that position, this question will not arise at all. We don't know whether that interpretation is right or wrong, but this is how we feel it at the moment. The moment the mind says, I would like to know what is individual will, what is God's will, that means we are still on the individual plane. And something higher than that, which the present mind and intellect cannot conceive, however much we read or write. This is what is happening to all of us. We have been associating with Papa's teachings for how many years now? For decades. We must have read this. This is from Glimpses of Divine Vision. In the God experience also, you will find this question answer. In the Divine Life book also you will find, because this is Papa's oft repeated versions. So this, in spite of reading all those things and intellectually trying to understand, we are still in the clutches of individual will. This truth we should realize. That means until I hand over lock, stock and barrel to the power who is behind this, I will not be able to understand that his power is working through me.
Swamiji, you are not visible in that way.
Huh?
You are not visible in that. Swamiji is not visible. He's gone off.
That is good,
No, but both are gone off. Sound is also gone, that is also gone. They haven't heard anything. How long, we don't know.
You ask them.
How long did you not hear anything?
Your voice was cracking.
Eh?
She said your voice was cracking. Voice was cracking, Swamiji.
A crucial question in a sadhaka's life is this individual will and the God's will. Always the intellect will raise this question. When something bad is happening, how am I to accept that it is God's will? Something like that. So this we will be able to understand only when we raise ourselves to that. Until such time this question will be there. The very fact that this question wells up in our heart is because the individual will is there. And through the individual equipment, mind and body, we are trying to understand that which is beyond that. So it is impractical. It is not practically possible. But Papa gives us some clues. Instead of this word will, suppose we substitute it with power. Because to some extent we have all accepted that even these words are coming because of him in the form of life force. Huh? I can't.
No, we will try to work it out without this also. Uncle, can you repeat what you said?
What's it called?
What he's trying to tell.
Swamiji, he said that individual divine is for ourselves. For God there is no individual, everything is divine, we only know all the time.
She's saying that for us only there is individual and divine. For God there is no individual or divine, everything is God only, no? Then why should there be individual will and divine will as something?
We are asking this question, because the sense of individuality feels I am the doer, I am the planner, I am the thinker, I am the enjoyer, I am the loser. It comes from what? My individual will. So this question, it should often come to us. How am I to go? When I know intellectually my Guru says that intellectually I can understand what from my Guru says, that there is only one will and that is God's will. But I have not realized. So how do I understand? I can repeat the word what he has taught us. Then slowly he makes us to feel, hey, don't think will is something different. God's will means God's power. Without God's power, none of us exist. So the moment we start feeling that when he has given us the seed, when he has facilitated us to grow, when he has given us the mind and intellect, when he has given us to watch and understand the whole manifestation, is it not due to his own power? So whatever prompting I get, it is also from him. Then the question will not come at all. If that realization comes. Until that realization comes, the question will keep on coming to us. So we try to understand this, reflect upon it deeply. With a prayer. By ourselves we cannot. With a prayer. You are seated within me, you have prompted me to raise this doubt, but still you have not cleared my doubt. Please help me to get it cleared. Intellectually, I agree, only your power stays. But when I deal with men and matters, it doesn't stay there. Puja Swamiji, in his last memoir, he has explained this in the same way. He was trying to see that everything, there is only consciousness everywhere, and if a person comes there, he says everybody is floating in that consciousness. So when somebody enters the room, he will feel, yes, consciousness is coming in that form. Consciousness now is preparing to answer, but the moment he talks, he starts talking, and when I come down to the individual level, somehow it flows. This is the struggle I am facing. This is what he has written in 2003. So that opens up something in us.
Swamiji, one doubt, Swamiji.
1 minute. I am trying to find out what Swamiji's words. Here it is. I often used to repeat, O Lord, you are everything, all the emotions, all the thoughts, all the feelings are you only, as there is nothing but you, you are also beyond everything. Whenever the thought of a person come to my mind, I took him to be not an individual but a part of that universe which is the manifestation of God. From early morning, whatever I saw, whatever I touched, I used to say, this is also your form. Thus everything was identified with God. This made me speak less as the mind was busy engaged in identifying everything and everybody with God and trying to be conscious of the Purusha pervading the entire body of that person also. So I was cool and calm, enjoying the communion with God in each and every form I saw. I was mistaken to be unwell, and I had to say again and again that I was all right. My effort was to maintain this in all conditions, but as soon as I started talking, the mental condition changed and the thought of God got diluted and I was back to body consciousness. I was trying to maintain this consciousness even when talking to others at all times. Success was not much. I failed often, but failure did not deter me. So this particular revelation, clearly makes us aware that the sense of individuality, Deha Buddhi, when it deals with that level, the other level will not be there, no. So we are trying to reach a stage where Deha Buddhi draws its existence from that power. Always it is conscious. It's the toughest. If a person like Puja Swamiji writes like this, what about us? My life is still a struggle, he says. Struggle to maintain the consciousness of the all-pervading reality all the 24 hours of the day. It is a struggle, but not a painful struggle. So, for people like us, what we can do is we keep on hammering this truth. You please remove the me and mine in me. Whatever that had happened so far in my life, I was attributing to me and mine. And it is so strong. To erase it, it is difficult. But we have no other choice but to keep on trying to erase it. By always feeling it was by God's power. By God's power, I came out successful or I failed. By God's power, I was able to get a job or I did not get a job. By God's power, my expertise, I started feeling that I am becoming an expert. By God's power, like that I introduce this word, God's power, God's power, God's power, God's power. Whenever I am alone, when I try to parade before my mind all the experiences that I have had, all the impressions that I keep on in my mind, I try to bring this by God's power, by God's power, by God's power, by God's power. And that attempt may help us to, by gradually, not in 1 or 2 days, by abhyasa, by practice, regular, constant practice, it will slowly replace the me and mine. Yes, now you tell.
Swamiji, my doubt is everything is divine power.
Anything is
When
divine
I
power.
want an individual thought comes, I want to eat an ice cream. Then
If a thought
I
comes
eat an ice cream, but that is not registered by the divine will. By the divine power will I do it. I don't understand that.
she's saying the thought comes in the mind, I want to eat an ice cream.
Huh?
That thought is also because of that same power. Then Padmama,
Yes.
When you say the thought has also come from that power, it is only a knowledge, somebody has told and you are believing it. If you have realized, that question will not come, So now the struggle is, we have heard so many things from so many Mahatmas and we have assimilated it. And that knowledge, it is not an applied knowledge, it is not an experience. That knowledge comes before us and we share that knowledge. It is only knowledge, not vijnana, jnana. So unless and
I understand that.
she said, I understand that. Then what is the doubt, huh?
No doubt. She was just sharing the thought, that's all. So now it is very clear, unless we try to feel the presence, not know the presence, correct, that would be the right word. Unless we start feeling the presence of God, now and here, then only we will be able to understand that everything comes from Him. Feeling that power.
Swamiji, not knowing the presence, if I let the presence feel other than 11 children, அவரோட பவர் தானே.
அப்படி யாரோ சொல்கிறது தான் நமக்கு தெரியும், நமக்கு புரிஞ்சிட்டலையே. That is what Papa says or masters say, and we accept it. But at the same time, we feel we are asking, we are clarifying, we have not handed over lock, stock and barrel to Him. We have faith in the word, but not trust in His words, that's all. Faith and trust. We have faith in His words, but we have not trust. We have not developed that trust, because that is the process.
That's a thin line, Swamiji.
Eh?
That's a very thin line.
It's a very thin line.
Not a thin line, thick line. Not a thin line. 1 minute, please hold on. A tightrope walker crossed a canyon, then did it again with a wheelbarrow, once empty, then with rocks. The crowd cheered, but when he asked who will sit in the wheelbarrow next, silence. They believed in his skill, but did not trust him with their lives. This is the exact problem all of us are facing. We believe we are seeing a tightrope walker, no? He is performing some feats. 100% we are sure he will come through. But when he says, can you get into this? No. That means the faith is there as far as others are concerned. I may share the same thing to others. He is a good acrobat. But when it comes to me, I have not handed over. Similarly, when we read Papa's words or any Mahatma's words, when we read Shastras, when we read Bhagavad Gita, all those things are accepted. Faith level. Bijam mam sarva bhutanam, accepted. But if you have trusted him, there won't be any difference. Absence of otherness will come only when, it becomes a reality in us. Watch ourselves. So the Shastras or the words of the Mahatmas, everything has got relevance to start with. But we should know that our sense of individuality is so strong. It will not easily give way for anything else. To others I can give a lecture. But to me, no.
Some certain things are not humanly possible are very possible that Papa places to career of the
I couldn't hear.
என்னது?
Talk slowly and
The certain things are humanly not possible are very possible that Papa will career of
Tamil. He's telling in Tamil.
என்ன சொன்னார்?
he's talking in Tamil.
என்ன சொன்ன? உனக்கு தெரியுமே?
தெரியும், இது தெரியாது.
முள்ளக்கேளு என்ன சொன்னாங்க? முள்ளக்கேளு.
Uncle, please speak slowly, uncle.
There are certain things that are humanly not possible, but it can be thought that Papa was in career of the for other person career in
He talks
Certain
fast
things.
and very fast.
Certain things.
Oh, that's why.
See, you please talk slowly, no? Otherwise, how will we understand? We can't hear. Slowly, you word by word.
There are certain things which cannot be done by human efforts.
1 minute, 1
Certain things
minute, 1
require human
minute,
effort.
1 minute, please.
Certain things require human effort.
சரி.
Next.
அப்புறம்
Papa's blessings, sir?
பப்பாஸ் பிளெஸ்ஸிங்ஸ் நம்ம சொல்கிறோமே, பப்பா இருந்து புரிஞ்சால் தானே பப்பாவோட பிளெஸ்ஸிங்ஸை பற்றி சொல்ல முடியும் நமக்கு. அது ஒரு வேர்டு தானே அது. பிளண்ட்டாக சொல்ல போனால் நம்ம சொல்கிறோமே பப்பாஸ் பிளெஸ்ஸிங்ஸ்னு. ஆமாம், பப்பான்னா என்ன நமக்கு புரிஞ்சிருக்கணுமே. நிர்குண நிராகார நிர்விகார சாஸ்வத ஆனந்த ஸ்வரூபம் நம்ம சொல்லுவோம். நமக்கு புரியணுமே அது. தோஸ் ஆர் ஆல் வேர்ட்ஸ். மாதாஜி ஹஸ் டிஃபைன்ட் வாட் பப்பா ஸ்டாண்ட்ஸ் ஃபார். ஸோ பப்பாவோட பிளெஸ்ஸிங் நம்ம சொல்கிறோம்னு சொன்னால், அதானே பகவானோட பிளெஸ்ஸிங் சொல்கிறோம்னு சொன்னால், பகவான் என்னன்னு ஒரு ஐடியா கிடைக்கணுமே. அதுவரை நம்மளுக்கு இந்த மென்டல் ஸ்ட்ரகிள் இருக்கும். So we hold on to that faith and trying to transform it into a trust. Mullam, we have to try. The question varadhu. That question varadhu. The moment we reach that stage, then there is no difference between individual will and God's will. Everything is God's will. The question will not arise.
You should authenticate it. No, Auntie, Swamiji is telling you will not have doubt. If you have reached that state, you will not have doubt. No question of authenticating.
That, you see, for that authenticate, to get it authenticated, we are guided by his own example. From suddenly, he was talking with somebody, he was in the midst of somebody, suddenly he gets up and goes. After some time, he comes back. When he got up, he did not say anything to anybody. When he came back, somebody asked, "Why did you go out?" Immediately, like a child, he said, "God willed that I should go, Ramdas should go." And then what did you, God willed that he should come back. Simple. And in that year-end program, you remember, when we were reading, not this year and last year, when we were reading with the Divine Master, with my master. Shuddhanandaji has written, no? When he was a child, he was asking Papa, what is his will now? Then he said, his will is that, his will is that Ramdas will get up now, go to the carpenter shed, and come back and sit in the Panchavadi, wait for the meal. That means what? There is no divide between individual will and God's will. That stage. Now we have read, why we are still having doubt? That itself shows that it's only a knowledge for us. We feel we have understood. It is true. We have understood and kept it in a file. It is only a knowledge, not an applied knowledge. So in anything, in small things, suppose we try to understand that it is His power, including now. Don't postpone it later. The words are coming because of Him. The words are heard because of Him. The feeling that we are asking this question has come from Him. The feeling that we know that we are sitting, the feeling that we know that we are hearing, all these are because of Him. Similarly, in all those things, suppose we try to bring in this dimension, gradually, very, very slowly it will come. Not in a, just like go. So it is not a question where we can get the answer. We may get an answer at the intellectual level, bookish level. But கடைசியை கையை கூப்பி சொல்லணும் அவ்வளோதான். Acha, now coming back from a sea.
Actually, from here Swamiji can understand it.
That is the cable was not working.
Earlier it was coming from
They
here.
removed the HDMI cable.
Okay. Kala aunty, please tell.
Swamiji, we are all now more than 17 and all.
ஆமாம்.
Is it Durlava? Is it Durlava?
We should not lose. Agreed, because the mind, 75 years of our life pattern.
Senior citizen confession.
Senior citizens confession.
Concession.
Huh?
Concession.
Concession, Swamiji. They are asking for concession.
We have to send a special petition to him. When you have made all Vyavaharic people will get senior citizens, why don't you give some allowance for senior citizen also? Then we will get the answer. That answer will be individual. Because it is difficult. It is difficult. What Mami says, at this 75th year, when we carry a big baggage, we cannot offload it, download it, and then put another one. So we will try, keep on trying, and we will not lose our hope, because Ramakrishna Paramahamsa has said, in a cave, that Papa also has mentioned it many a time, in a cave which has not seen any light at all for centuries or thousands of years, it doesn't require the light to come for thousands of years. Once match, suppose we scratch one matchstick, the light will come. So similarly, we are hoping against hope that before we are made to drop the body, He will give us a hope, because He is taking us thus far. One day, He will give us that feeling, you are that. So we keep on praying, let us not lose heart, whether we are 70 plus or 75 plus or 80 plus. It doesn't take, it takes only a small fraction of a time to realize, because it is not something which is outside, which is inside us, which is not something which we have to gain, it is not something which we have to acquire. It is already within us to realize. So anytime, so we keep on praying. That intensity, that intensity, we keep it aflame, and we hope against hope. So far you did not reveal. Enough is enough. Please reveal your presence. On one day, suppose we set apart for 2 or 3 hours on these lines. Without paying the price, He will not give. Last week He told us, we have to pay the price. So paying the price means intensity. So we, at the exclusion of everything, suppose when we pray, at the exclusion of everything, it's a very important word, then He will definitely give us at least a glimpse of His presence, so that we always keep on thinking, just like when we taste a particular dish and we enjoy it, when the moment we remember, we are reliving those moments. Similarly, when He gives us a glimpse and the bliss out of it, thoughtless, waveless, thoughtless experience, we will be able to foster it, and then we don't know whether He will be able to give us the final realization also in this birth. Definitely nothing will go in vain. If at all He chooses not to give, He will definitely give in the next, because He is preparing us, no doubt about it. So let us be optimistic.
Swamiji, there won't be Anandashram in my next life.
There won't be an Anandashram in my next life. How can you know that? You might go, all you know, you might be born in Anandashram.
You have to give us now. Swamiji, you have to give us now. You have to give us now.
You have to give us now.
You have to give us.
We keep on praying.
Swamiji, I am not leaving you. You have to give me.
Because this.
Why people, all of us. I am not in the last moment, Swamiji. I want to enjoy life. Papa's Nothing in that, no damage. I want to live that life, I want to be happy.
Right.
Not in the last moment.
Not in the last moment.
Like the Jivan Mukta, not in the last.
You see, we have heard in the Vyavaharic language, when somebody goes to the Supreme Court or High Court, they have got a lot of petitions, Then there will be another clause, emergency petition. So we move that emergency petition, and the bench will hear and say, considering its nature, they will say, okay, place it, prioritize it. Similarly, we have to give an emergency petition to him. We have been praying and you are not acting. Now the time is running out. You have made us feel that the time is running out. And before the knock comes, my petition should be heard. Emergency, please. Like that we keep on praying. And if I will put it up. I will put it up. Papa, you are hearing all these, you are making them to hear, and why are you not listening? We also pray. Everyone should get that before, because you have facilitated everything for us. You brought Anandashram, you made us to get in touch with Mahatmas, you traveled to here, you made us to become closely associated with your thoughts, with your inspiring life and mission. And now suddenly you make us feel that we are far away from the goal to be achieved. Please, that is not fair. Please stop this play and make us feel that you are within me. You are with us, you have been with us, why don't you please make us aware that you intensify and leave it to him. Then don't worry, leave it to him. Acha, from a very serious topic, we will also have a lighter one.
We didn't hear you, Uncle. Gauri Shankar. Petition heard, judgment given.
Okay, now we come back to nut and bolt. Yesterday we had gone through this nut and bolt, chair, bridge, ladder, footwear, calendar. Cup we have not taken up. A cup is a vessel designed to hold and contain, offering a space for whatever it is filled with. It teaches us that the value lies not in the cup itself, but in what it holds. A cup of coffee, a cup of tea, just imagine. A cup of lemon juice, a cup of fruit juice. The price varies, Same cup. So it teaches us that the value lies not in the cup itself, but in what it holds. Similarly, in life, we must focus on what we carry within us. Our character, values, actions, rather than external appearances. Just as a cup must be emptied and refilled, we must let go of past baggage to make room for new experiences, growth, wisdom. The lesson is clear. True richness comes not from outward display, but from the substance we nurture within. See, an innocent cup teaches us so many things. We'll again read. A cup is a vessel designed to hold and contain, offering a space for whatever it is filled with. It teaches us that the value lies not in the cup itself, but in what it holds. Similarly, in life, we must focus on what we carry within us, our character, values, actions, rather than external appearances. Just as a cup must be emptied to be refilled, we must let go of past baggage to make room for new experiences. To make room for new experiences, growth, and wisdom. The lesson is clear. True richness comes not from outward display, but from the substance we nurture within. Steps. Steps are the individual risers that lead us from one level to another. Each one a small yet significant progression. They support our upward journey, helping us reach higher ground. In life, the steps we take are much like the steps of the stairway, one step at a time, gradually elevating us. Sometimes the climb may seem steep, but with perseverance and consistency, we rise higher. Each step, whether easy or challenging, is a necessary part of our growth, bringing us closer to our goals and allowing us to reach new heights. It is not there. Oh. Only we are seeing. Acha, you have not seen, so we'll go back to the cup again. A cup is a vessel designed to hold and contain, offering a space for whatever it is filled with. It teaches us that the value lies not in the cup itself, but in what it holds. Similarly, in life, we must focus on what we carry within us, our character, values, actions, rather than external appearances. Just as a cup must be emptied to be refilled, we must let go of past baggage to make room for new experiences, growth, and wisdom. The lesson is clear. True richness comes not from outward display, but from the substance we nurture within. Steps. Steps are the individual risers that lead us from one level to another, each one a small yet significant progression. They support our upward journey, helping us reach higher ground. In life, the steps we take are much like the steps of a stairway, one step at a time, one work at a time, gradually elevating us. Sometimes the climb may seem steep, but with perseverance and consistency, we rise higher. Each step, whether easy or challenging, is a necessary part of our growth, bringing us closer to our goals and allowing us to reach new heights.
Swami the physical life is not one.
Tindigal, he remembers something.
Literally, steps every part.
You walked some steps, you walked it since. That he is remembering.
While sharing some thoughts about Bhagavad Gita, you might be remembering the question came, why it is 18 chapters? You remember?
Yes.
Then we remembered our pilgrimage to Shabarimala. In Shabarimala, there are 18 steps.
Steps, yes.
18 padiye Sharanamayappa. No? So each step, and we go there, we have this offering for the Lord in one bundle. The other bundle will have some whatever is necessary for us to carry. So it's called in Malayalam Irumudikattu. So with that, after observing vows for 41 days, we reach there and then climb this. As soon as we climb the 18th step, we are before the flag post, and then behind that flag post is the sanctum sanctorum where the Lord is seated, Ayyappa. So when we started applying this, there is a connection between 18, 18, 18, 18. There are so many 18s, 18 Puranas, so many things are there. So then again we wonder, why this 18? Then we don't know how far it is right. We were prompted to surmise, to infer that 5 organs of action, 5 organs of perception, that means Jnanendriyas and Karmendriyas, 10. 5 pranas, that is the vital air that is making us to exist. Pranopana Vyanodhana Samanaha. So 3 into 5, 15. Mind, intellect. 17. The sense of individuality. 18. So when we cross over the limitation imposed on us by these 18 factors, we can become aware of, we can have the darshan of the Lord. Again, Swami Chidananji Maharaj, at the time of our flag hoisting, he mentioned that the flag represents the height to which we have to raise. So when we raise our flag, we are committing. We are committed to this ideal of raising ourselves from the present level to a higher level. So as soon as we climb all the 18 steps, we find the Kodimaram there, flag post. Again, we are reminded, and with that mental background, when we go before the sanctum sanctorum, we have the darshan of the inspiring Murti there. So the steps, that's why we remembered. So that teaches us that the step is valid. Not only to climb up, but in the spiritual sense, to have is just now we were talking, he must make us aware of his presence within. So for that, why the price tag now we can say is that we have to cross over this 18. The limitation imposed by our Jnanendriyas, Karmendriyas and Panchapranas, Mano, Buddhi. Panchaprana, Mano, Buddhi, Dashendriya Samanvitam. No. Dashendriya means 5 organs of action, 5. Panchaprana. So all these put together, 17 plus 1, the sense of individuality. Aham Karta, Aham Karaha. So when all these things are transcended, when we go beyond that, It is not that we become nothing. We become aware that he is behind these panchapranas, he is behind these jnanendriyas, he is behind these karmendriyas, he is behind the mind, he is behind the intellect, he is even behind the sense of individuality. So steps, the moment we see a step, if it can touch and connect us to this higher, that is the purpose of identifying 50 such, can we call it as articles or things, okay. Each one is teaching us one lesson. But what we do is, we hear and we keep. We don't apply, we don't reflect. We should reflect. Then only the mind can be trained to go in front. Be reflective and meditative, An ordinary step. It may be for a few moments that we may forget, doesn't matter, but it is worth it. It has helped us. So whether it is a nut and bolt, whether it is a ladder, whether it is a bridge, whether it is a footwear, whether it is a cup, whether it is steps, anything else? Ladder we always.
Chair.
Chair, yes. Chair. So these things now, it is no longer an object. It is an object portraying some of the characteristics of the indwelling and all-pervading spirit. Every day we will try to go through 2 or 3 so that the mind is slowly getting trained to identify. So we will start now the process of linking that particular object with God. Oh, this is God, this is God. Yesterday we said, this is what Mataji said, this is what now Puja Swamiji said, trying to identify everything with him. Okay, and more of it tomorrow. Today also it was a very lively session. Om Sri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Sri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om. Hari Om to everybody. Namaskar.